Morning and welcome back to the Suffolk Crunch. My name is Rich and this is a match reaction for Blackburn Rovers 1, Ipswich Town 1. We're going to get into all of what happened last night in a minute. Firstly, can you please hit the like button on this video? We'll go for 150 likes. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications bell so when we go live you get notified to your device so you can join in. If you're in the chat this morning, a lot of people probably at work, get involved, and if you're watching back, please get involved in the comments with your thoughts and feelings on the game, on Mckenna, and just what's happening in town at the minute. I'm a little bit croaky. Also, we are sponsored by Bad Shirt Club. Head over to the website to pick up your bucket hats, your shirts and your jackets. Christmas party season is upon us. There is a Christmas range over there. 30% off at the checkout if you use the code TSC30. MBITFC, good morning. Hope you're well. He says Mckenna needs to sort this out. Also, many thanks to Ian Davis, Lofted on Drive on Twitter, for this wonderful bucket hat that he gave me at Hull last Tuesday. See Ian last night. If you're into your cricket, Ian's your man to go for all your bat repairs. He's a great guy. He's a Town fan, and yes, MB is up at 350. I will be doing Ashes preview video straight after this one. So if you're into your cricket, it is the second test tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. start. So if you want to have a look at that, get involved in that. Also, Big Bluey's in. He's good morning, fella. What an absolute shambles yesterday. No cohesion, it just felt just like Leicester. Well, we obviously made our second trip to the northwest yesterday. Traffic was good. Shout out Craig Chapman for driving. Nice bit of parking. He booked someone's drive and it was literally behind the stand. It was wonderful. A little bit of rain before the game. Kieran's in. Good morning. Hope you're good, mate. This is how we lined up. We lined up with Christian Walton in goal, Ashley Young at right back, O'Shea and Kipre as the two centre-backs. Leif Davis was at left back, Jack Taylor and Matasiwa in midfield, Jack Clark on the left-hand side, Chuba Akpom in the 10, Casey McAteer on the right-hand side, and Ivan Azon up top. Keith Dono's in. He's put, hopefully England can at least give some much needed cheer. Yeah, it was VIP treatment, John. Didn't have to drive. Home by 2:15. I was impressed. I was in bed by about 2:20, which was probably the same sort of time I got back from Hull. But then I did stop for some grub on the way back from Hull. Yeah, but look, I can come on here and we can dress it up as much as we want and we can say it's a point. My eyes look very tired. I am so tired today. I mean, over 1,000 miles in the last week I've travelled. Thomas Mouse says, gutted not to see Smollick's face his old club yesterday, and it would have been a brilliant reunion if he would have been in the squad. 1-1 is not a good score. Sorry, I cannot have that. With the outlay of this squad, if you want to hear what I had to say, I was on Radio Suffolk on the phone in after the game. It's on BBC Sounds. I was on there with Graham Mack and Alex Maffey. Brilliant chat for about 15 minutes, going through a whole range of topics. So it's available on BBC Sounds. Go and check that out. I'll probably post it up on the socials. But the performance yesterday, it was pathetic. I cannot describe it any other way. Pathetic, pedestrian, slow. We're boring to watch at the minute. We are a very boring football team. I normally come on here and I'll analyse the game and what happened and whatever. I just think I want to just talk this morning and just say it's not good enough what we're seeing. Carl Brooks is in. Normally I'd say a point away is a good point, but after Oxford we needed a reaction. It wasn't there. Far too passive. Definitely. This passing out from the back, this short passing, it's not working. It's not working at the minute. We got away with one in the first half yesterday. And in another 2 minutes, we had another goal kick and we tried to take another short one. I mean, sometimes you have to think on your feet on the football pitch. But I think this team is so regimented, and so structured in a certain way we play that we don't think outside the box. Then again, saying that, Walton went long a few times. His kicking was dreadful. Big Bluey says, was there a reason why Palmer wasn't on the bench? He's not fit. That's why he's not fit at the minute. He's coming back to fitness. There's a decision to make there in the sticks. Who are you going for? Are you going to stick with Christian Walton? And or are you bringing Alex Palmer in? MB says, wonder what the state of play will be if we lose the next 2 games. Well, we're sitting 7th this morning. 5 points off second, 15 points off Coventry City. 15 points. Let that soak in to your veins. 15 points. Could be 18 come Saturday tea time. 100% user. Mckenna constantly changing the team rewards poor performances with first-time starts. 464 745 says, why are we so bad? Is it time for a change? Look, there's a lot of chat this morning and last night about Mckenna, and I think the noise is growing a little bit now. Look, I'm a massive, and I mean massive, Kieran Mckenna fan. I mean, I've got his bloody face tattooed on my calf, haven't I? So, I'm a massive Mckenna fan, and when he does go, and he will go eventually, I will be gutted, because I think we have to look at what he's... Don't just look at what's happening now, because it's not very good at the minute. But just look at the whole picture and when he came into the club and where we've come to now. Now, he's done some great things. That shouldn't really give him a free pass, you know. That shouldn't give him a free pass that he's immune. Because I tell you what, a lot of football clubs, with the record he's had, I think it's 11 wins in 56 games, I think. He'd be gone. At a lot of football clubs, he would have been sacked already. And I know he has a great relationship with Mark Ashton, and I know that. But that shouldn't cloud the fact that we haven't done very well. Chris says, what is the owners thinking of what we have spent? The owners, from what I've heard, are not that happy, and they're not going to be, and neither should they be. We shouldn't accept mediocrity. We accepted mediocrity as a fan base for too long, you know. But I can, to a different level, because we didn't have the funds then. We didn't have the funds to spend that we've got now. But you can have a lot of money and you can waste it. And we wasted it on a lot of shit. Our recruitment has been bang average. It's been bang average. I mean, I look at the team last night. Chuba Akpom, I'm not quite sure why we signed him. I don't even know if he was on the dashboard, the old famous dashboard of Ashton. Birmingham wanted him. We've nicked in. He played in the 10 last night. He had minimal touches. He went in a 9, had minimal touches. Crap. If I could cancel his loan in January, I would. Ivan Azon, another one. I'd cancel his loan. Not good enough. Not good enough. Barely better, like Carl says, than Al Hamadi. And one of my mates messaged me last night and said Al Hamadi's better than him. Not good enough. For a team that's chasing promotion, wanting to get back to the Premier League and wanting to become a sustainable Premier League team, as I hear from Mark Ashton when he's walking around doing his stadium tour, we're miles off it. We're miles off it. Casey McAteer last night I thought was okay. But you've got to get the ball and play it in front of him, because he's got a bit of pace. He can get across in the box. When we are playing, we are too slow. Everyone from the opposition can get behind the ball, fill in them gaps. We never break the lines. We've done it once in the first half. There was one stage in that first half when Ashley Young, he had oceans of space down that right-hand side, about 40 yards in front of him. He ran 20 yards. Then what did he do? He put his foot on the ball. He turned and he passed backwards. And I thought, that just about sums up how we play. You know, so slow, so negative, so passive. I didn't think Young had a good game last night. Darnell Furlong, I think he's average. You know, he's a decent championship player. Is he really any better than Harry Clark? Probably not. And then we had Jack Clark on the left. I'm a big Jack Clark fan. Didn't think he had his best game. Matt Asiru was poor last night. I'm not calling Mckenna out. Kieran. Not yet. I always said the ultimate goal this season is promotion, whether that be in the top 2, which we all want, or via the playoffs. And that might have to be our best route. But I'm still going to judge him at the end of the season. And if he doesn't get us out the league this season, that's when we have to question. We can question now, fair enough. And if it does continue how we're playing and the poor form, look, Ian, that's a great question, but I don't, as Mark Ashton would say, he says, "Hi, Rich, when are the local press going to start asking some serious questions, or are they on Ashton's payroll?" You can't say that. You go online, Ian, and say that, and you get dug out by fans. But you bang on the money there. You bang on the money. We're too nice. We're too nice. There you go. Graham says we need more accountability on and off the pitch. On the pitch, it was lovely to see Eggerly get that goal. Did we deserve it? No, we did not. We did deserve absolutely jack shit from that game. You know, did I celebrate? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Gone bloody 200 odd miles, so I'm going to celebrate. And they were giving it the big licks, their fans. John says, I guess Mckenna will pick our best 11 for Coventry, and he should stick with that in the main as the season moves forward. Look, I agree with that, John, because at the minute, there's no real hunger. Everyone knows that they're getting a game sometime soon. I tweeted that this morning, 464, that, and I think it was last night on the way home. I've never seen him so downcast in an interview after that game. He said we weren't good enough, and he said we didn't deserve anything. And he's just saying what the fans were thinking there, wasn't he, really? Getting back to in the game, Matasiwa, lucky. Could have been a straight red. He's now on 8 bookings. It's one of them ones. I see it at the time. I thought maybe it's a yellow. Seeing it back, it's one of them ones where you'd have 10 referees, and I think six would give a yellow and 4 might give a red. So did we get away with one there? Possibly. I think we had a bit of luck right near the end when they should have had a corner in the far side. The refs give a goal kick, and I think that's where we've broken, we've scored. But we do need to show more fight, Ian, you know. Blackburn were the better side. I can't come on here and say that they didn't deserve to win the game. But it does prove to you when they said before that they should have got the points after 80 minutes that late goals happen in footballs, guys. Blackburn, I think, have conceded the most goals past 90 minutes. So at least we did keep going. And like I said on the radio, and like I said to my mate Craig driving back last night, and a couple of people I spoke to on the phone, you need to use this now. Right. Did we deserve anything out of the game? No, we didn't. But we took a point, and that has to be a positive. That small crumb of comfort, that 94th minute goal with 20 seconds left, you have to use that as, right, this is where something to start from and something to build on, you know, and use it as a moment. I mean, look, in the season in League One, the Christian Walton penalty save at Bolton, the penalty save at Cambridge, there's all certain moments then when you have to think, right, you look back in 2 or 3 months' time, you think, yeah, maybe that was a little bit of a turning point. But he needs to get a consistent 11. He needs to be consistent on his selection. You're going to get injuries. You're going to get suspensions. I know that. But when you're making another 5 changes last night, Matt Searow, Carl says, isn't comfortable receiving it in there. He's brilliant at breaking up the play and being a disruptor. Needs to stick. I was speaking like Carl to Alex Maffey. Alex Maffey, we got talking about Sam Morsy again. I think he's got a documentary out. Go and check that out. I tweeted yesterday. Some people didn't agree with me, basically saying I'm talking rubbish, that that's the biggest fault in the Ashton era, getting rid of Sam Morsy. Still should be at this football club, still should be playing in this team. He was the one he'd receive it in them areas, he could turn, he could get his backside out, he could get his arms out, he'd get us up the pitch, and he'd also good with that diagonal into Davis, and leadership, standards and culture. That's what they spoke about. Game changer in the League One days. Morsy would not be letting this lot get away with it. Not a chance in a month of Sundays. And I was against getting him back. I was against getting Sam Morsy back. If there was any chance that we could get him back in January, I'd go and get him. But I think the way it ended, probably with not with Mckenna, because I think Mckenna wanted to keep him, but I think with how I think he wanted an extra year on his contract. I think it's how he was treated, possibly by the owner, not the owner, the chairman, and because when you see Sam Morsy's the video when he goes, he doesn't thank Ashton, which is a little bit strange. because there was a good relationship. Maybe that's broke down. I don't know, but I just think I don't see Sam Morsy coming back. He did, John. He did. Kieran wanted to keep him, so it didn't work out for him when he went abroad. He's back training at Wolves, so he will get a club in January. Why shouldn't it be Town? But I don't think it will be. Phil says, I don't know which team is worse at the moment. My beloved Man City or Ipswich Town. Performances from both are unacceptable. Simple as that. Bring on the second test. It was a great game, though, last night, Phil. 5-4. You got 3 points. Come on, Haaland got 100 goals. Fastest to 100, I think, in the Premier League. Right, 110 likes, 52 in, watching live, 54 now. Hit the like button, please. Now, it's free. And also subscribe. Come on, let's get some more subscribers. I'm a bit ranty today. I'm a bit annoyed. Not by any stretch of the imagination saying we should pull the plug on Mckenna, but questions should be asked about why we're underperforming. And I think there's some big games coming up for him now, at home to Coventry and Stoke. Then we go to Leicester. Sheffield Wednesday should be 3 points at home just before Christmas. But then you've got Millwall. And there's some tough games. Coventry away on the 29th. There's some big games in here. Phil says, will Morsy come back? Will Chaplin come back? Will John Walk come back? He says, no, move on. GVT says, is it me or are we getting worse game by game? I tend to agree that when we look at these games since the international break, Wrexham at home, Wrexham didn't want to play. We couldn't find a way through. Hull away, dreadful for 65 minutes. We won the game. Fair enough. We won the game. Oxford away, not great. Last night, worse. Coventry on Saturday, we've got to raise our performance levels and we've got to raise our levels as a fan base. We need to get down to Portman Road if you're going, and we really do need to get behind the boys because I think they need us, We've got everyone pulling in that same direction, and in football, you never know what's going to happen. At the minute, you'd look at it, Coventry flying, Town in 7th, struggling a little bit, you'd say it would be an away win. But football doesn't work that way, Football doesn't work that way. But we just need to raise our performance levels and just be better. We just need to be better. Pete says, he said problems at training. Saints changed style and it improved so much. Rich Chandler, how you doing, mate? Hope you're good. He says it reminded him of Bristol Rovers away. Utter dog shit. Can't disagree. I cannot sit here and disagree with anything that people have said in the chat. It's not been good enough. Picking a man of the match last night, I mean, who would you have picked? I'd give it to Agelli. He was on the pitch about 10 minutes. He scored a goal. Carl says we need to be in touch going into January transfer window. No chasing players in time off. Get the deals done early. But Carl, have you got faith? Have you got faith in the people making these decisions to get the right players in? Because we've spunked a load of money up the wall on shit. Main position is striker. It's striker, but we still need to move the ball quicker and get the ball into him quicker. Because at the minute, we're so slow. Give it to the fans, says Chris, man of the match. There you go. I'll take that. Good following last night from Town. I looked at the stadium at the start of the game and I just felt sorry for Blackburn. There were so many empty seats. I mean, I was speaking to a Blackburn fan before the game and he said, the Venkies, they haven't been there for he said about 5 years. They're not interested. Blackburn Rovers, big football club. And last night, they were by far the better team. They were by far the better team. The goal we conceded, let's quickly talk on that. I haven't even spoke about the goal we conceded, 20 minutes. I'm not sure who's marking him. I think it's Matsuwu. He's just run off the back of him and nodded it in. ICB88 says, should support a decent team like Norwich. Well, MB, that's a real great question, as Mark Ashman say. He says, any negativity towards the team at the end, they would have got pelters. I do believe they would have got a lot of stick from the away end. But when you score, literally with the last kick of the game, it flips it round and everyone's a little bit more happier. So you've taken a point, and I think you just have to move on. Carl says, exactly, Ashton needs a big window for himself, let alone the club. the summer wasn't good enough. CJ Blue says, we look so disjointed as a team. We are not working as a unit. Do we really look like a team Premiership ready? Our recruitment is questionable. Has Mckenna taken us as far as he can? I don't think Chaplin comes back, Big Bluey. I don't think it's Leaf. I think it's Matasiwa, Frenchie. I think he's just run off him. I think he's just run off him and nodded it in. And then you thought, here we go. 1-0 down, 77 minutes. But we did get a point, you know. Solly says, do you think the players are still listening to Mckenna? Well, I don't know. Do they look like a team at the minute? No, they don't. We look miles off it. We look disjointed. I'd say sometimes we look disinterested. And that's a real poor thing to say. Michael Kennedy says, you're right, Rich. Recruitment has been woeful. The last straw for me was McAteer for 12 million and loaning out Ogbene, who has started for Ireland since, while at the same time, McAteer isn't in the squad. Martin says, I reckon, I'm not sure what he's saying there. 4064 says, I don't think some seem that bothered. No, Martin says, I reckon he has lost the dressing room. I don't like that saying when they say he's lost the dressing room. No, look, nobody knows. But what I do know is we've got Coventry City coming to Portman Road on Saturday. Match preview will be out sometime on Friday. Like I say, I was on with Alex Maffey and Graham Mack last night. Check that out. Go check that out. You can find it on BBC Sounds. 110 likes on this video. If you like cricket, stick around because in about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll be doing a preview for Brisbane, just a quick 5-10 minutes. And yeah, look, John, Coventry, he says, put out a little video. The atmosphere, team spirit with them is terrific. It seems just like Town from 23. That is what I will say. They're all in it together. They're scoring goals. They're having fun. And at the minute, we're not looking like a team. We're scoring a few goals, but we're not having fun. And let's see what happens on Saturday. Thank you for watching, everybody. 110 likes on this video if you can. If you're watching back, get involved in the comments with your feelings and your thoughts on last night's game, your thoughts on Mckenna, tactics, anything. Just leave it all down there. So thank you. Oh, John, quickly. John says, greetings. No one knows what's going on. We can all endlessly speculate. Saturday will be the proverbial litmus test. And on that note, thank you for watching, everybody. Really appreciate everyone getting involved in the comments this morning. And stick around if you want some cricket chat. If not, back Friday, probably Friday evening, with build up to a very big game, I think, for Town. And I think a very big game. And I think a big week coming up at Portman Road for Kieran Mckenna. Cheers for watching and see you all soon.